Welcome back, everyone. Kathrine Switzer broke barriers for women in the sport of running. You know, she ran in the Boston Marathon back in 1967, only they didn't realize she was a woman. She registered for the race using only her initials. At the time, no woman had ever officially signed up for the Boston Marathon. When they realized she was a woman, the race director lunged at her. More than 50 years later, she returned to the Boston Marathon and ran it again. That was 2017. Kathrine Switzer joins us today in the studio. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much. What was that experience like? And I know, I'm sorry we have to go all the way back.
I know.
And everybody asks you, but we have to know, what was that like?
It was a terrible experience. You know, the guys in the race were wonderful to me. This official was so angry. There was a woman in his race with bibs. He jumped off the press bus and attacked me and screaming at me to get the hell out of his race. You know, just trying to push me away. But of course, you saw the pictures. My boyfriend jumped to my rescue and knocked the official out of the race instead. And then I made the important decision that I was going to finish the race, no matter what. Because if I didn't, I knew nobody would believe women could do it or were not welcome. And I was determined to change that. And I did.
And how did that change your life?
Totally. It changed my life totally, because I went from, I always say, I went from a girl running the race to a woman finishing the race. I really realized that women really needed the opportunities, and I devoted my life to creating those opportunities. But who would have imagined that it would become a career and a dream, and that I would return actually to the Boston Marathon 50 years later.
And it was a marathon of not only changing your life, but changing the career of running for women in the sport, and so many other facets for women.
You know, Sherry, it has been nothing less than a social revolution. There are now more women runners participating in the sport than men. And we're going to see the fruition of that on November 16th and 17th at the Humana Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon. That's one reason I'm in town. I'm so excited to be here, by the way.
And we're so happy to have you here.
Really.
Humana is the title sponsor.
Yes, and we're announcing that today. In fact, we're announcing it at the same time we're having a grand opening for Humana's third neighborhood center in Las Vegas in an effort to reach out to the community, embrace them, and give them tools to have a happy, healthy life.
That's fantastic, and nobody better than you, really, to do that.
Well, I'm honored.
And it's fantastic, and look at you. You're happy, healthy, fit, still running, and you plan on running the Rock and Roll Marathon this year.
I do. I'm going to run the half marathon.
Okay.
I'm kind of backing off from marathons. I did three amazing ones. I ran Boston for my 50th anniversary, then New York, and then the London Marathon. So I'm tapering down to 5s and 10s and half marathons. And of course, I've challenged your colleague to run the half marathon.
Challenge to run the marathon with Kathrine. That happened during the commercial break.
We'll get Nate out there. Oh, come on, we got to get moving. But you know, it is an amazing thing. I'm grateful for my health. But people don't have to be marathon runners. They can go out and take a walk with the dog or meet their neighbors. You know, Humana talks about whole person health, and that's so important, not just to be well, unsick. It's about socialization. It's about movement. It's about emotional health as well as physical health.
How do you feel about embodying the healthy spirit, mind, and physical body of a senior in today's living?
Well,
is that okay?
Not only okay, it's imperative.
Good.
And all those things go together like this. You know, people talked about women 50 years ago the way they talk about seniors now. Oh, you're too fragile, you're too delicate, you should sit on the sofa when you retire. When the opposite is really the case. And I'm living proof. I'm 72 years old, and actually it's the movement and the activity that keeps me healthy. And people should realize that it's a simple walk every day that would really help them improve their socialization and improve their health. But you know what? Come out to the Humana Rock and Roll event. It's not just a marathon or half marathon. There's a 5K, and we welcome everybody to come and walk.
Well, we can't wait to see you run it, the half marathon in November.
And I'll do the 5K as well. I'm inviting everybody out there to come and walk with me.
Well, we're delighted to have you in Las Vegas. We're delighted to have you with Humana. And you'll be at the kickoff event for that neighborhood center today.
At 10 o'clock, 10 to 12, and the public is invited. I would love to see everybody there. We'll be having a good time, and there'll be a nice lunch, and we'll be cutting the ribbon to open that
That's
center.
fantastic. That's Craig and Decatur today. 10 to you'll be there 10 to noon, 10 to 2, I believe.
I'm actually going to be there all afternoon,
okay,
also, because we're
fantastic.
showing a film called The Human Race, which is about the older people running, and I think it would inspire a lot of people.
Wonderful. You inspire a lot of people.
Thank
Pleasure
you,
to meet
Sherry.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to stay healthy thanks to Catherine.
Come run and walk with me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Pleasure to
Sherry.
meet you. We'll be back right after the break.